me no J, Kool-Aid, no sugar. Boiling the bath, water for warm showers in winter. Work, cooking, she clean. Mama was a magician.
Hey friends, my name is Kitty B and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be discussing clear eyeliners. As I mentioned in a previous vlog, I am on a smile journey and I am wearing a liner. So I'm trying to get this grill together, child. Okay. So I started my journey in 2020. Excuse me, can't talk. I started my journey in March of 2023 of this year, and I actually started it by accident. So I'm giving you a little bit of a backstory. I was being seen by a dentist, by an orthodontist, and I had a bad experience. So I felt like the orthodontist was basically only worried about money. They didn't really care of how they treated you or the kind of treatment they was given. And I just felt like he was just telling me things just so he can get my money. He didn't really really took me and what my vision I wanted for my smile into consideration. He was just trying to give me the most expensive outcome. Okay. So, and come to find out that the things he was telling me that I needed, I wasn't even a good candidate for. So, okay. So this is why. So what happened was and then I explained to when I got my consultation, when I first went to this orthodontist, and I went there because I was having pain in my mouth. I was having pain in my tooth, and I know I needed a cavity filled. So I went there to get a cavity filled, and he told me that he didn't see a cavity, number one. He said he don't see a cavity, and that but because I'm missing a tooth from a previous extraction, I will be a good candidate if I should get a bridge that way, because he kept telling me that that my bite is not correct, and over time I'm going to wear out my bottom teeth because of the way I chew. So what I should do, because in the top right, on the right hand side of my mouth, on the top, I'm missing a tooth, right? So he told me that if I don't get that tooth filled in, if I don't get a tooth there, eventually I'm going to wear my bottom teeth out because of how I chew on that side, and that I'm going to wear my enamel out, and it's going to be a time where I'm not going the bottom teeth going to get so weak, I'm going to have a problem chewing on my right side in total. Okay, so he tried to tell me because of that I will be a good candidate for a bridge. So I went there because I had a cavity that I needed filled. He said I didn't have a cavity, and also because I had cracked one of my teeth and I needed it to be capped. So he said, being that, hold on, okay, I'm back in focus now. He said, being that I need a cap, it will be better if I get a bridge. They can cap the tooth, give me a bridge, and then that way I'll have a tooth in the middle. I'll have my cap tooth, a tooth in the middle, and then my back teeth, no problem, right? I was like, okay, as long as my insurance is covering it, because I don't want to have a high out-of-pocket cost. He was like, no problem. So he said, we're going to run it. He said, before we go any further, we're going to run it through your insurance. And if your insurance approves, then, because he was telling me that the whole procedure is going to cost $2,000. So he said, because they have to shave your teeth down. So for the shaving of the teeth, the cap and the bridge is going to come up to $2,000. So at first he said I should get an implant. And I was like, well, I definitely, but he said the cost would be $5,000 per implant. And he said, your insurance will not cover that. So I said, well, I definitely can't afford that. Not $5,000. At that time, I definitely cannot afford it. So I said, let's go with the cheaper option, as long as I know that it's going to last. I don't want to go the less expensive route, and it's not going to last, and and then a year from now, I have to get something else done. He said, oh no, it's going to last. It's durable. It's going to last years and years and years and years. I was like, okay, no problem. So he said, we're going to run it through your insurance. I said, the out-of-pocket cost, I'm trying to pay as less as possible. The most I'm trying to pay is $300 out of pocket. So if that's not going to be an option, then I would rather hold off until I'm able to afford it and go the implant route. He said, oh, no. Most people who get this bridge, they don't have to pay no more than $50 or nothing at all. So I was like, all right, no problem. So he said, I'm going to send the information to your insurance. Once we get an approval and everything is okay, I'll call you, and then we can take the next steps. I'll let you know. I was like, all right, no problem. 2 days later, the office called me, and the receptionist said, the orthodontist assistant called me and said, oh, everything came back from your insurance, everything's a go. So I said, okay, what is the out of pocket cost for me? She said $0. You don't have to pay nothing out of pocket. So I'm gonna go ahead and schedule you so you can come to the office and get your impressions. Okay? So I was like, all right, no problem. So get to the office. This man shaves my teeth down. Took about 2 hours to do it, and then he do my impressions. So then he goes, okay, we're gonna send them off. They'll be here about 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks you'll have your permanent cap with your bridge and everything. I said, okay, no problem. So he said, but in the meantime, I don't want to leave your teeth exposed, being that it is being that we had to shave it down. Okay, so I was like, all right, no problem. So he capped it. So he gave me a temporary cap. I was okay with that. So I go to, so he said, okay, go to the front, take this to the front so you can make sure they schedule your appointment for 2 weeks. Go to the front, schedule the appointment for 2 weeks. I'm speaking to the receptionist. I said, please look in the computer to make sure that I don't have no out-of-pocket costs. She looked in there. She took about 15 minutes. She said, no, I don't see nothing. Everything says 00. You have no liability. Everything is good. Everything is covered. No problem. So now I stop at Dunkin' Donuts to get me a wake up wrap in a sweet and iced tea. So my phone blowing up, but I can't. My phone is ringing off the hook, but I cannot get to it because I'm paying for my food. So I say, you know what? Once I get out of Dunkin' Donuts, I'll call the number back. Call the number back is a dentist's office, telling me, oh, you left without paying your copay. I'm like, what copay? I was told by the orthodontist assistant and the receptionist at the front desk I had no copay. Oh yes, you have a copay. In order to get your permanent bridge, you gotta pay $750. I said, $750? I was told my insurance is covering the entire procedure. Oh no. Your insurance is not covering it. Your out of pocket is $750. I said, I do not have $750 to give y'all right now. I said, you know what? Y'all scammed me. Y'all knew all along how much this was going to cost me out of pocket. You had me come to this office, have my teeth shaved down. Now you trying to, now it's like I'm stuck. I have nothing. I can't do nothing else. I can't do nothing else but pay, because what I'm gonna do is just leave these temporaries in my cap in my mouth, and just, after they shave my teeth down, they shaved my bottom teeth and my top teeth, because they said he told me he had to shave the bottom, the orthodontist, because to allow room for the cap. So now I'm walking around here with this shaved exposed teeth, with a temporary cap, and I can't even get my permanent bridge because I can't afford $750. I was like, you know what? I'm done. So around that time, my husband was telling me how he was referred to another dentist. He said that dentist, he was referred to another orthodontist. And he said the orthodontist is really nice. The dentist office is so clean. Everyone is really polite, and you really feel like you're being cared for there. So I said, "Oh yeah, let me go check it out." So I go check it out, and um I'm loving it. Loving it. I love how they greet you. I love how they make you feel like, like your family. Basically, it's like they make you feel like your family. So after I spoke with him and let him know what my problem was, he flat out told me, the orthodontist that I told you, you was a good candidate for a bridge. You're not. You can only get an implant because your teeth, the space that the tooth that you're missing is so far apart that if you get a bridge, it will fall out. And case in point, that is the truth, because the temporary cap he gave me fell out in a day. That he told me was going to last for 2 weeks. It lasted for 24 hours. So he absolutely, it was the case. He completely lied. That orthodontist completely lied. So the new orthodontist, Dr. Edley, he said, no, you are not a candidate for a bridge. He said, because the bridge would crack and it will fall out. It will not last. He said, you can only get an implant. Okay. He said, but before we get an implant, he said, and I said, well, I can't afford an implant right now. And he said, well, that's later down the line. He said, because right now you need to fix your bite. Your bite needs to be fixed. He said, your jaw, the way you chew, your bite is off. So he said, do you have problems chewing? I said, sometimes I do. He said, yes, because your bite is all wrong. He said that I could see you chewing your right side the most. I said, yes. He was like, yeah, your bite is wrong. So we need to fix your bite, and then we can talk about implant later on down the line. But you need to fix your overall bite first. You need to fix your overall bite first. He said, and once you do that, because I was telling him, because he said, you need to fix your overall bite. He said, but what do you see at the end of all of this? How do you see your smile going forward? I said, well, I really want to get rid of all the spaces in the bottom of my teeth, and I want to close up my gap. I said, I'm not sure I want to close it up completely, but I want to close it up slightly, because of me missing my teeth. When me getting my tooth extracted, like my gap widened. And he was like, well, that a lot. He told me a lot of that had to do with the fact that my bite is wrong. I have an overbite. So he said that is the reason why your gap widened. That's like one of the reasons why. He said because your teeth is protruding out. And that is because when I sleep like this. And my tongue naturally pushes behind my teeth, and over the years it kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and now my teeth is protruded out. So you don't realize what your teeth is looking like if if you're not going consistently to the dentist. Like, I always had a model where I didn't go to the dentist every day. I mean, I didn't go for preventative care. I didn't go every 6 months. I didn't even go a year. I only went when I had a problem. If I had a cavity, if I had some kind of tooth pain or gum pain, then I would go to the dentist. And by the way, the orthodontist told me I had 2 cavities. Not so when the other one said I had none. So I had 2 cavities that he filled in as well. That first one was a waste. So I didn't realize how much my teeth was protruding out. So he said, okay, so when he was looking at the x-ray, he said, yes, your bite is wrong. So he said it's not correct. So he said, what we're going to do is, so he was like, he said, how do you feel about braces? And I was like, I never thought about braces, but if it's going to fix my overall bite to get my smile where I want it to be, I definitely wouldn't mind doing it. I said, but I don't want the traditional metal braces. He said, well, the next best thing would be aligners. How do you feel about aligners? I said, well, we don't know too much about aligners. So he explained everything to me. And he said, well, this how it will go. The only thing with aligners is that instead of this just metal brackets across your teeth, the aligners will cover your entire teeth. and you cannot eat with them. You have to remove them every time you eat or drink anything other than water. You have to wear them 20 to 24 hours out of the day, and you must brush after every meal, because with your teeth being covered, that's a breeding ground for bacteria. I was like, okay, no problem. I can handle that. Can handle it, no issues. So he said, okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go forward. We're going to give you a 3D scan of your mouth. We're going to send it over to I get my clear aligners from Orthofix. ORTHOFX. So we're going to send them over to Orthofix, because that's a company that we work with, and they will with us, me as your orthodontist, and the company will come together and make a treatment plan for you. And then we will send you the 3D video of how it's gonna look at the end, you know, in a couple of months. And you can say, if you sign off on that, then we'll go ahead and they'll go ahead and make the trays for you. So I was like, all right, no problem. So he did a scan of my mouth, and that was $100. But he said that will be included in the price of the braces, which the braces were all the trays and the retainers and if you lose them, okay, and all replacements, was $5,000 in total. It was like, no problem. So I left the dentist's office. He told me it would take about 2 to 4 weeks. They called me in 3 weeks, because I went in February. They called me in 3 weeks, which is the end of March, and told me to come in that my trays was available. Okay, so I went in to get my trays. At this appointment, that's when they put the engagers on your teeth, which is like little buttons that the aligners will snap onto. When they put those engagers on my teeth, it hurted, because what it is they basically like they're like setting it with like a heat lamp. So it's kind of like they zapping your teeth, and it's like the nerves is like it hurts. And it's like I just felt like every 5 minutes I was like this, because it's like my teeth was so sensitive. As they were putting a hot lamp to set it, it hurt. So then after it's done, they dry your mouth really, really good, and then they put the engagers on. They set it with the heat lamp, and after that they put the tray in to make sure it's a tight fit, and make sure that it snaps in correctly, and to make sure that it's covering your teeth as it should. So after he did that, everything was good, and then when it was time to take it out, it took the assistant took about a good 5 minutes to take it out. Then finally she took them out. That's how we knew it was a tight fit. Took them out, rinsed my mouth, and then put it back in. Then I walked out with that tray and then 14 other trays. Okay, and then he told me that I would wear each tray for a week for 7 days, and being that I started on a Monday, every Monday I would change my trays. He told me I should change it at nighttime. I did that for the first week. I did it for the first 2 weeks. On the third week, I said I can't do it at nighttime no more, because changing the tray at night, it was giving me such a headache, because it was so tight, and my gums were so sore from brushing 3 to 4 times. You got to brush after every meal. So if you eat breakfast, you wake up in the morning, you eat breakfast, you brush your teeth. You put the liners back in. You got to floss too. Then you take for lunch, you take it out, you got to brush your teeth again, and you got to floss, and then put the liners back in. Then you eat dinner, the same thing. So it's like 3 and 4 times a day, you brushing, flossing, rinsing, and my gums got so sore. So when I would put a new tray in, it just felt so constricted. It was tight and sore. So trying to do that overnight, I wasn't getting no sleep. I was getting neck pain. My head was hurting. I said, I can't do it overnight no more. So in my 3rd week, I did it in the morning. At like 9 o'clock in the morning, at 7 o'clock in the morning. When I woke up in the morning and I did my morning routine, I brushed my teeth and did all that. Then I took an Excedrin while I took a shower. And once I got out the shower, the Excedrin would be working. And then that's when I put the liners in. So by that time, I was able to, like, my body will be not, it won't be so painful. And I wear it during the day while the blood is pumping, while you move, while you're not really thinking about it. You work, as I work from home. While I'm working from home, I'm not really thinking about it. I'm doing this. I'm hustling. I'm bustling. I'm not thinking about the aligner. So by the time the nighttime came, it's more comfortable. Your teeth already shift into the place, so it don't hurt as bad, and you can actually get some sleep. And that's been working for me. Now I got the hang of it. That's been working for me fine. The one thing I can honestly say is that it really worked, because I was skeptical in the beginning, but it really worked. They really do shift your teeth where they're supposed to be gradually. Anybody who's thinking about getting clear aligners, please do. This is the best investment, the best thing I could have did for me. I'm so happy. I am so happy with the results so far. I still got about 8-9 months to go, but so far I am really enjoying this journey. The one thing I could say, when you get aligners, your best friend will be this tool right here. And this is a pull tool. When I first got my aligners, trying to take it out with my fingers was so frustrating. I could not get them things out. The first time I tried to take it out to eat, it took me an hour to take it out. You know how I got it out? With a bobby pin. And I said, I cannot do it like that. So I went on Amazon. I ordered this tool right here. And it's called the pull tool. It's called Pull. P-U-L. And how it works is, you want to take the top out, the top aligners, you put it in the inside the aligner, and you pull down. It'll pop right out. The bottom ones, you put it in the bottom like this, and it'll come right out. So for the bottom, up. For the top, pull down. Come wonderful. This is a wonderful tool. This will be your best friend in the beginning. After like my 4th, 5th tray, I got the hang of it. Taking out with my hands now is nothing. Then another thing that will be your best friend is a case. When I got my trays, they gave me a case, but that case was nothing. Like it wasn't chic for me. I wanted something like this that could fit in my back pocket. It could fit in my purse easy. I would have no issues, and I liked how it looked. And mine come with a mirror. Mine's come with a mirror. The best thing it come with a mirror. I love this. So, excuse me. So it comes with a mirror. The next thing you need to get that's going to be your best friend is chewies. These things, like this is a chewy. Searching on Amazon, they have so many different ones. The reason why I use a chewy is because sometimes you put the aligners in your mouth when you start the tray, it don't sit in your teeth correctly. So what you want to make sure when you put your aligners in, you want to make sure that there is no space. That way it's on your teeth. It's a really tight fit, because that's going to ensure that your teeth are shifting in the place it's supposed to be in that time you're giving. So I will put the aligners in my mouth, and I will just bite all around to make sure I got a tight fit. That's it. Be your best friend. And I think I paid like, I don't know, like $4, and I got like 50 of them in the pack for $4. Like, and sometimes, and when excuse me, sorry, I'm getting all twisted. I'm getting too excited. Let me calm down. Calm down, kitty, calm down. So sometimes when I would have pain in my gums or in my teeth, I would chew that to soothe it, and it really worked. So that's just a tip that has worked for me, because let me tell you something. On my 3rd week of wearing these aligners and how my teeth were shifting, I could not eat anything crunchy, because when the aligners were out of my mouth, it felt like my teeth were so weak that they would literally fall out my mouth. That's how it felt. So anything I would eat crunchy, like chicken or chips or anything crunchy, it just felt so weird, and it hurted. So I couldn't, like, my teeth were so sensitive. I could not eat anything crunchy. I was eating everything baked, sauteed or crushed, like almost like baby food, because I couldn't eat anything like that was like crunchy. Like I couldn't, no wings, could not eat no wings, nothing like that. It did not work at all. As far as cleaning the trays, in the beginning, I bought the little drop-ins that you clean like dentures with. I had bought those drop-ins that you can put in a cup with water, and let me tell you, those things didn't work. To me, I felt like it left like a residue. It had like an aftertaste to it, so it just didn't work for me. So I just decided that I would use a regular toothbrush that you brush your teeth with, and I would just clean my aligners with toothpaste. And that's how I've been doing it. It's been working fine that way. So when I wake up in the morning, I clean my trays, and then I put them in a case. Always remember to put them in their case. One time I did not do that. I was eating. I said, I'm hungry. I was eating. I was cooking. And you know, when you cook, you got to taste food. You want to make sure that, you know, you season it correctly. So I had my aligners in. I took my aligners out, wrapped them in a paper towel, and put them on my dining room table. As I'm cooking, I'm tasting, making sure everything is good. And I decided to, after I was done cooking, I made me I took a portion out to eat. Ate my food. As I'm cleaning up the kitchen, threw away the liners. After the kitchen was clean, I'm ready to go brush my teeth. I'm like, okay, where's the aligners? Liners are gone. Liners I already threw them out. They're gone. And I wasn't digging back in that garbage to get no aligners. I'm sorry. So when the orthodontist says get a case and make sure you put them in a case every time, make sure the case is handy. Make sure the case is handy. I actually bought 2 of these cases. One I keep in my bag, one I keep in my my bathroom, and the other case that actually came with the aligners, I keep that one too, because another thing is when you changing your aligners every week, I would suggest you put your old aligners you're taking out in the case they give you with your actual aligners. Because in the event that you do make a mistake, throw away your current aligners, you can go back to your old ones you just previously took out of your mouth. Contact your orthodontist, let them know you lost your tray so they can send you a new one. That way you can still be on track. In my case, when I actually threw my aligners away, it was on like a Saturday. And I was supposed to change my trays that Monday. So instead of me going back to my old trays and contacting my orthodontist, I just went on to the next tray. So at that time, I was on tray 8. So I just went right on to tray 9, and that was that. That way I stayed on course. So instead of me changing to tray 9 that Monday, I wore it for additional days until the following Monday, and then changed it to tray 10. That way I stayed where I was supposed to be. So please, if you don't take anything from this video, that case, make sure you keep it with your cases. Also, lip balm, lip gloss, Carmax, Blistex, keep that handy. These trays will make your mouth so dry because the saliva gets caught up in your tray. So your mouth gets so dry. You will be drinking water consistently. Your mouth will get so dry. I keep lip gloss, chapstick everywhere because I just don't like to be having my lips dry and looking all crusty. That's another thing, another tip. Keep lip gloss handy. Show you how the aligners look while they're in my mouth. I'm going to actually give you a close-up of how it looks. I'm going to come closer to the camera so you can see how they look when they're in my mouth. And as you can see the engagers look like little buttons. And that is actually what the trays actually snap onto, is the actual engages. I didn't say actually about 1,000 times. But yeah, that's what it snaps. So I'm going to show you how you actually how you would take your liners in and out using the tool that I got from Amazon, using a pull tool. I'm gonna show you. So if it's the actual top, you gotta determine which side would be better for you to take off. For me, it would be my right side, because that's where my small tooth is at that has to get capped. So I would just pull like this. I'll put it back there and just and out. Right? Now they're out. Open my case, which is right here. Put it in my case. And then the bottom, which would be pulling up. And now they're out. Right? So now this is how they look without aligners in my mouth. You see how you can see the engagers? That is what the actual aligners snap onto, the engagers on your teeth. And when you go and you get them put on, they're set with heat. Okay? And the orthodontist told me when it's time to come off, they file them off your teeth. They file them off. Okay, and I'm going to show you how the engages on your teeth line up with the dents on, or the grooves on your aligners. So as you can see, the aligners, you see the grooves there. That's how they align up. They align with the engagers in your teeth by the little grooves. And how you will put them in. Another tip I can give you guys: when you have your aligners and you're constantly in and I say popping, because that's what I'm basically doing. When you constantly popping them in and out of your mouth, the back teeth would get a little loose. So a trick that I do, because it's plastic and it can be molded, when I clean my trays, I run them under hot water. And after I do that, I just pinch the sides like that. Pinch them like that. Pinch. That way when I pop them in, the back teeth don't feel funny. Because if you don't, I've noticed that the back teeth will get loose, and then your tongue will naturally like rub against it. I cut my tongue before, because you know, when you have something foreign in your mouth, your tongue will gravitate right to it. So this is how you put it back in. You just align it up with your teeth, like so, and then you hear that click? That's how you know it's a good fit. And this is my top ones. Same thing. See the little grooves? This is what I mean about my little tooth. This is a tooth. The little tooth right here is the one that has to be capped. That's the little tiny one that they shade down. That's how small it is now. This one right here. So you just bend it up. Align it. Snap it in. I usually bite down. And then I take my chewy and just and when I tell you, I have came a long way. When I first started this journey, my teeth was like this. Out like this. Now they're in like this. The gap is still there, but they was out like this. Now they in like this. Like my bite was so far out. Now it's good. It's getting there. It's getting how I like it. And I'm actually on the second part of my journey. I did my tray 1 through 15 already now. They gave me 16 through 30. So I'm on my 16th tray now. And once again, I change it every 7 days. When you going out to dinner, like, I know this is, the time where everybody wants to be out and about. Everybody wants to, go out with friends, go out to eat, go to brunch and things like that. So for me, in the beginning, when I got my aligners, when I would go out to eat with my friends or with my family, it was kind of like annoying to constantly excuse yourself to go to the bathroom to take your aligners out, because you know how, like, let's say you go to brunch and it's a popping day like Saturday, and by the time you sit down and by the time the food come, you could be waiting almost 2 hours. And one thing they say, you cannot drink, you have to remove your liners if you're going to eat or drink anything other than water. That means alcohol. So I was taking my liners out. I had to excuse myself to go take my liners out in the bathroom just so I can drink my favorite cocktail if I was out with brunch with my friends. And by the time the food comes, sometimes an hour later. Mind you, you have to keep your liners in 22 out of the 24 hours in the day. So if you're at brunch and you're there for 4 hours, you're already past your you basically past your threshold. So I came up with a cheat code that what I was doing was I would drink all of my cocktails through a straw. All of my cocktails was drinking through a straw. That way it's going directly down my throat. And that helped me as far as drinking. But then I would still have to excuse myself when the food came. So what I started doing was just leaving my aligners at home. That way I don't have to get up. I can just eat and drink normally, leave them at home, eat and drink normally. Or what I would do is I would take them out before we even get to dinner. Like I would like say we have reservations. If we have reservations at 8 o'clock and we left at like 7:15, I would take my lines out, put them in my bag, clean them, put them in my bag. I would take those disposable the disposable toothbrush you get from Colgate with the toothpaste already in it. I would take me some of those, put them in my purse. Go to dinner, drink, and all of that. You know how you go in the bathroom and check yourself check your makeup before you leave before you leave the restaurant, or to go to the bathroom before you leave the restaurant. I will go to the bathroom, check my makeup, brush my teeth real quick, put my liners in. Everything's okay. Then now I'm ready to roll, and that's how it go. Sometimes we would like restaurant hop, or we would lounge hop. You eat one place and then you go drink another place. Then you don't gotta take the liners off, because why? You're drinking through a straw. You okay? Everything's good. And that's how I did it, because you gotta make the journey yours. You gotta find tips and tricks to make it easier for you. Because I'm telling you, you're gonna follow the rules in the beginning, but as your journey moves along, you're gonna be finding ways to make it more simple for you. And it was coming to a time where in the beginning I was eating 3 times a day. I broke that. My gums became, that's another thing. When you're talking, it makes it seem like you have a list. Like it make you say your words differently, because the natural way that your mouth moves is going to be moving differently because you have something foreign in your mouth. But in the beginning, I was eating 3 times a day. I quickly changed that up because my gums were so sore and sensitive, and my teeth were so sensitive that I couldn't eat certain foods. I was eating once a day. I would wake up in the morning, do my morning routine, brush my teeth, and then I wouldn't eat until maybe 3 o'clock. Brush my teeth again, and then that'd be that. And then I'll brush my teeth one more time before bed. Or I wouldn't eat until right before bed. Like I wasn't eating till 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I would eat, brush my teeth. There you go. 2 times a day, morning and night. Because it was just too painful. Too painful. and snacking, because I was always a snacker. I was a person who loved to eat Slim Jims in bed. Like Slim Jims, when I be under my husband, eating Slim Jims, watching TV. Cut that out, because once you in bed, you try to snack, you're gonna have to get right back up to brush your teeth. If you want to snack, you better snack while you're eating the meal. That way, once it's done, you brush your teeth and there you go. And then you're done for the day, done for the night. But yeah, guys, this is my journey so far. I will definitely keep you updated as it progresses, just to let you guys know how it's going, to see if anything changes. And yeah, and just for you to see the final results. I'm going to be leaving you pictures from my journey so far at the end of the video, so please stay tuned for that. And if you guys have any questions on topics that I did not cover in this video, please leave that below in the comment section. And also, guys, please consider being part of my family. Please subscribe and share this video if you care to. But remember, it's not about the beginning or the end. It's about the journey along the way.